Hi, everybody. Oh, it's so dark. I'm sorry, it's so dark. Okay, can you hear me? Can you put a comment in there to let me know that I can hear you or you can hear me? Okay, what time are we at? Yes, awesome. Hi, Ivan. So I'm a little bit early. All right, cool. Everybody having a great morning? Recording. Okay, perfect. So happy Wednesday to everybody. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm loving the dedication of everybody continuing to get on the webinar and make the calls and get involved. I think that's awesome because typically that's why hey Barbara, that's why the accountability partner becomes so important because it's so easy to fall off when you don't have somebody tugging at you going, did you get on the call, and are you doing what you're supposed to do? So as I've said in a lot of emails and a lot of different ways, it's always best to have a buddy to hold you accountable if you're not somebody that can hold yourself accountable. So I always find setting alarms, reminders, whatever it takes is the best way to go about it, but everybody has their own things, and we'll continue to discuss little cheats for ourselves as well. So welcome everybody else who's calling in or hopping on. I'm gonna hop right into the chapter, Feet on the Street, Knowing Your Inventory. Which is so important, I think, when you're a realtor. So one of the primary responsibilities of a salesperson is to know their product. Our son's first job during high school was at the local hardware store. One of his first tasks was to learn all of the 40,000 items in the store. The store prided itself on customer service. When someone entered McLean Hardware and asked them about an item, there's always a salesperson at the front to take them to the product. Once the product has been located, then the features and the benefits were presented to the customer. Same principle applies in other product sales. The shoe store oh my God, say that 10 times. The shoe store salesperson must know what brands and styles of shoes are available in stock and by order. Professional software and financial service representatives stay knowledgeable of industry offerings to best meet their client situations. Office supply and food service vendors know the inventory available in order to service their customers. Many companies offer boot camps and training programs to get to know recruits and running quickly on product knowledge. Professional salespeople and consultants upgrade their knowledge, skills, and abilities to stay abreast of new product lines and industry changes. The real estate agent's products are homes and properties. With technology, one can view homes with a click of a button from the comfort of their office or on a smartphone or tablet, yet nothing compares with actually going to see the property in person. I think that's so important. It's feet on the street observations gained from experience. The position of a home on the lot, which it backs up to, is across from, and the grade of the land is not always conveyed accurately in Google Earth, view, and photos. Just doing a drive-by tells volumes about the nature of the neighborhood, if it's a well-kept or experiencing a decline. Are there a lot of homes for sale? Walking through a home conveys the well's been home. Oh my God, I can't read today. Walking through a home conveys how well the home has been maintained. Is there a good flow? Is the price in line with the market? Another strong aspect of inventory knowledge involves prospecting for business. With viewing homes, a professional agent can use it as a time to think of people who might be in the market to buy that home. So that's part of the things that we were talking about yesterday with the 4 Ps. The pain or just changing or whatever it is, upgrading, downgrading, having a baby, empty nesting. So when viewing homes, a professional agent can use it as time to think of people who might be in the market to buy a home. Further, if the agent happens to be conveniently in the neighborhood of people in her sphere or past clients, it's a great warm call or opportunity to pop by and touch base. Everyone wants to know what's going on in their neighborhoods and communities. In the call or visit, make an easy segue into inquiring into the neighborhood happens to know of anyone on the market to buy or sell in the community. The actual knowledge of inventory keeps the agent current on the market and comparables. This is particularly important when preparing documentation that supports the contract value for the appraiser. It's the informed agent who best services his and her clients' real estate needs. There will always be business for real estate agents who are true neighborhood specialists and poses strong market expertise. Earn that distinction with the feet on the street knowledge of the inventory. And then her suggestion is to preview houses and stay knowledgeable on inventory for business development. So I think that's so important for everybody to know your developments. Like I know Ivan is on here somewhere. So Ivan, I know, does a lot at Addison. He's a member at Glen Eagles. There's probably nobody or a couple of people that know those communities as well as Ivan. So I think when you're out there and you're looking for different things, can everybody hear me? I'm getting messages. Just make sure you're not muted. So anyway, I think knowing the neighborhoods that you're thinking about, knowing if a condo is, we've talked about this, is warrantable or non-warrantable or meets Fannie Mae guidelines. And once you understand the financing available, like in a condo structure, you can go nail that whole building. Same thing with builders. Susan and Trey do a great job. They were featuring some golf course communities and some new builder opportunities. And I think anytime you're out there and you can preview a property, it's free advertising for the builder, it's free advertising for the listing agent. I understand you have to get some permission if it's not your listing to do some video or advertise it, but that's an easy thing to do. And I can't imagine anybody who wouldn't want another agent or other people out there showing their properties and making it available. But again, I think the better familiar you are with a neighborhood and you're becoming an expert in something. And I think that's just so important. Okay, so everybody can hear me. Perfect. So I think that's the message for today, is the beat on the street and getting out there, knowing your surroundings, thinking about people in your sphere, paying attention to what you're seeing on social media. When you're seeing people moving kids, growing up and going through school, somebody might be ready for downgrading, you know, and start honing your message. And we talked about this yesterday at Marcy's office with some of the agents there, about getting something that you like and being known for that thing. So if you love coffee, you can become the realtor who's the coffee guy or gal. Or if you love horses, or if you love golf. I mean, as you guys know, I'm a golfer, so I try to incorporate a lot of things that I do with golf. So I can become the quote unquote golfing LO or whatever it is. You know, I think it becomes important because if you're attached with something besides being a realtor, it just helps widen your sphere, because we always want to remember, it's not just that one person that you're talking to, it's their sphere of influence and who they know. And I think the better that you get at your craft, and all of us taking our position seriously and professionally and knowing this is my job, this is my career, so it's my job to know the inventory. It's no different. And I think in this day and age, everything has gotten so online oriented and everybody goes and shops online, and the personal experience has gone. And I think the better informed that you are as a realtor partner, and you know the neighborhoods better than the next person, people are going to be more inclined to go to you as the go-to person. It's no different if we were going to go buy a pair of shoes that were a little bit more expensive. If I find somebody who knows the shoes and they're pretty knowledgeable about them and how your feet work and your gaits and things like that, I'll be more apt to keep buying shoes from that person. It's the same principle. So I'm trying to keep these calls short for you guys. So that was about 8 minutes. Does anybody have any? I found that in Florida, I'm reading a comment from Paula. I found that in Florida, many agents are not receptive to showing their listings to agents or on previewing. Okay, so that's, if Paula is making a comment that she's found in Florida that many agents are not receptive to showing their listings to agents that are only previewing and don't have a buyer. So then, with that being said, there's broker opens. I would make sure that you're attending all of your broker opens, getting to know the properties that are available. And then in South Florida, especially in our area, the building is like going wild. I mean, it seems like every time I turn around, there's new building opportunities that are going up. I think those are great ways to go preview the properties. Builders certainly aren't going to care if you're out there previewing their property and getting the word out as to what the development has, what it has to offer. And again, it's maybe not necessarily one specific house, but if you get to know the neighborhood, if you know the schools are good or that they're not good, if it's easy access in and out, if you know that if you drive around, it takes a little while to get out of the neighborhood or to get into the neighborhood. I don't think I think the message stays the same. It's just how you apply it to your sphere and what you're doing and where you are. So again, it can be neighborhood, it can be new builds, and I would keep associating yourself so that you start branding, because we'll get more into this, but branding yourself as something is going to become increasingly important for your business. I mean, social media, you've got to brand yourself to get your name out there so it's attached. And, you know, it's like I said, if you are the realtor who loves coffee and you're always posting about different kinds of coffee and how to grind them or different flavors or what you find is good and bad, and you get your audience engaged, then you're going to become that go-to person for a realtor. And then we talked about this yesterday, or the other day, making sure, please double check all your profiles on your social media outlets and make sure it mentions that you're a realtor. I go through this because there's so many signature realtors, and I'm trying to friend everybody on Facebook, but I'm not going to friend them if I'm not 100% sure that they're a signature, because they're not going to know me, I'm not going to know them. So make sure, at least in your profiles, that it shows that you are a realtor with signature, or at least just have it say that you're a realtor. So I hope that this is helpful. Tomorrow we're going to get into database, which might be one of the most important chapters in the book. You're building your database and making sure you have one and that you're staying in touch with them. So I'm going to bid you a farewell and have an absolutely wildly successful Wednesday, and I will see you all in the morning. Have an awesome day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.